I just wanted to make a quick video on my winter mitts that are now complete. I'm quite happy the way they turned out, and pretty soon it's going to be winter again. These are the warmest mitts that I own, and you guys probably already know that mitts are always going to be warmer than gloves. I like them because they're all made out from natural materials: leather, wool, and fur. So I just want to take a couple minutes to explain what I did with them. So a couple years ago I had these simple leather gauntlet style gloves. Very tough, thick leather. I just use them for doing work around the house. I went to a farmer's market and I met this woman. She was in her 90s and she was selling these wool mitts. And she was telling me stories how she used to hunt and trap years back in the mountains. And she said that these wool mitts will keep your hands warm, but you need a leather shell over top to keep out the wind and the water. So I bought them off of her and I brought them home, and they fit almost perfectly inside the mitt. Right now it's over -50, very cold. Last winter we dipped down to about -50 Celsius wind chill, and these gloves weren't keeping my hands warm enough in those temperatures. So what I did is I asked my wife to take some wool and knit these little caps that fit over top of my fingers, and that added another layer. Really helped. I was still able to fit them inside the mitt. It's a little tight, and wearing mitts like these, you're not going to have very good dexterity. You're constantly taking your hands in and out of your glove to do things, but that's just the way it is. I also added on a couple of loops here. These help for pulling the glove on, and I could hang these off of a backpack or something like that as well so I don't lose them. One problem I used to have is these gauntlet style gloves. When I was wearing my parka and I'd pull them on, this was too tight and it wouldn't go over top of my parka. So what I did is I made a slit on the side and I stitched in a triangular piece of leather, and what that did is it opened up this gauntlet, kind of flared it out, and now it fits perfectly over top of my parka. It doesn't bunch up anymore. And the final thing I did with these gloves that I'm really happy with is I put on this decorative fur trim around the cuff. It's made from rabbit and squirrel, two animals I harvested last winter. I skinned the animals, stretched the hide, dried it, scraped it, smoked it, cut it into strips, and then finally glued it on. I wanted to stitch on the fur, but it's such a pain that I ended up buying this Speedo. It's a fabric glue, seems to be holding up pretty well. And fur is such a pain to work with if you ever cut it. I bought this pet grooming glove. Really helps when you're brushing your fur, and a lint roller works really well too. And while we're on the subject of fur, I just want to quickly show you how I cut it. You never just want to lay it on a table and then run a knife through it, because you'll cut right through the fur and it'll look stupid. You always want to have the skin side up, and you just kind of stretch it and have a very sharp knife, and you just cut through the skin. You never just want to lay it on a table and just drag your knife, because it'll cut right through the fur as well. You just want to cut the skin, not the fur itself. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.